All right. Shalom to everyone. Thank you all for joining this class. I know there'll be some people that have come in, but just for the sake of YouTube viewers, I would, because once they click on the video, I don't want it to be too much of a pause time. So we're going into session 3 of this class. So bear with me. I'm probably about a few minutes, probably 2 minutes late. Um, it's very interesting as I go on with this. Let me just set this stuff up here. Give me a minute. Just make sure you all can hear me. I want the volume pretty loud because I don't want people to complain. Hey, I can't hear you. All right, so now what we're doing is we broke down the words uh, knowledge. We went into the word ledge. Then we went into edge. And it's pretty interesting as you go through this type of information, uh, it'll help us understand and decode certain words like the English language. It'll help us with that. And like I said, I thought I would go into this. Like I said, class is probably about 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. So I like to, teach it that way. So now, what I want to do is just do, a reiteration as I do as I go on with this. I want to go over the word edge again. Okay. You got the term, you're on the edge, you know. Um, let's go to Psalm 17, verse 8 again. All right. Psalm 17, verse 8. And it says, keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. So what David is saying is, Father, keep me as a special nation or as a special person, because he's going to have a seed come out of his loins. All right, let's go to Proverbs 7, verse 2. And it says, keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. So once we keep the Most High's commandments and live as the apple of his eye, that means basically what we're going to be doing is the Most High's commandments. And once you do that as a nation, and the other nations are, of course, included, the Most High will keep you as his special nation. Now, this special nation, of course, is the children of Israel scattered throughout the circumference of the world. But what we got to realize is now today is we have to receive the other nations, okay? And based on receiving the other nations, these other nations will help out Israel to spread the gospel. But not to get off, on another subject. So let's go to I in the concordance. Let's go to I in the concordance. All right. And it's Hebrew number 1323. And it's very deep that it says bath. Bath. Just like taking a bath. Because what happens is, and I'm going to, of course, go read through the definition. When you need to be cleansed as a baptism, and I'm going to do a real deep baptism lesson in the future. But when you need to be cleansed based on a sinful, because we're sinful now. Once that happens, you have to be cleansed again. That's just like your regular body. That's why it's good to decode this. Matter of fact, let me just pull up the screen share and I'll show you exactly. Let me not go too fast here. Give me a minute. I'm going to show in the concordance this particular definition. One moment. All right. So we're going to Hebrew number 13:23. Wait a minute here. Okay, as you see on the screen, you see 13:23 right there. Bath. And it says a daughter, used in the same wide sense as other terms of relationship. You notice using relationship. So we know what Christ came for, to adorn his people, to bring them back, as how the term he used, a wedding, being married to his people, his bride, right? Relationship, literally and figuratively, apple of the eye, branch. You see that? Company. You notice it says very deep, branch, company, daughter, first, old, owl, town, village. So I wanted to show that because now we understand, as you see, what I typed here is I. Now that's the term we want to get into in this segment of this session 3. All right. So you have Greek. Let's go into the Greek. For I. All right. Greek number 1846. Soros. Right. To dig out. No, that's pretty deep because it says to dig out. By extension, to extract, and I, remove, roofing, break up, pluck out, pluck. Now, why does I link to pluck out? So, of course, we understand when it says in Matthew, if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out. It's actually saying that don't deal with what you see all the time. Turn your head. Don't look. Dealing with lust and things of that nature. Okay. So as we see, very clear, Greek number 1846, exoterus. It's from 1537 and 3736, to dig out, by extension, to extract, and I, remove, roofing, break up, pluck out. See that? So let's go to one of the biggest curses that the Most High put on our people, on his apple of his eye, mind you. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to go to the 63rd verse. Deuteronomy 28, verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Most High will rejoice over you to destroy you. So the Most High is going to rejoice over you to destroy us, because, and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. So now we have a deeper understanding based on knowing what I means. We are the apple of the most high's eye, because we are a chosen people. And when you are a chosen people, eventually you have a duty to do, and our people didn't do it. So now, verse 63, and it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Most High will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. That's one of the curses. It's a big curse, because once you are scattered all over the world, you lose your identity. All right. So let's go to Psalms 52. Psalms 52, verse 5. Psalms 52 and 5. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Salah means continuous. Now, when you read, like we read before, for Greek number 1846, we understand that it links to exorcibus, break up, pluck out. Okay? Let's go to Jeremiah 24, verse 6. Now, this is more of a scriptural based lesson. I'm shorthanding it, so just to save time. Jeremiah 24 and 6. For I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them up and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them out. So eventually, we're going to make way back to our land. And that's what all of our people are doing today, trying to figure out where Jerusalem, the real Jerusalem is, not the sightsee as a tourist attraction over there in Israel today. They're not telling us. They know exactly where our people were at a particular time, where that place where we were is desolate right now. Okay, so that's why you're reading this right here, Jeremiah 24 and 6. For I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up. All right, so let's go to the 31st chapter, verse 28. And it shall come to pass that, like as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith the Most High. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to start, you know, becoming a nation again as we used to be, opposed to being scattered and not knowing who we are. All right, so let's go to John chapter 10, verse 28. So we're dealing with the word pluck, and the reason why I'm bringing that out is because I'm going to go into a term at the end of this lesson to show you why that word is actually spelled that way. Okay, pluck, Pluck. All right, let's go to John 10, verse 28. John 10, verse 28. And I'm going to read the 29th verse as well. And it says, give me a minute, I'll hold up for a minute here. Well, let's read that, John 10, verse 28. And I give unto them in eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. So let's go to the next verse. My Father which gave them me is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. So this is what we have today under the eugenics program. They believe that they can come against these scriptures and try to kill off God's people with all this Planned Parenthood and all these destructional type vaccinations and all that. Nobody will be able to deal with the Most High people at a particular time. Once we understand that we are the children of Israel and live holy, and then of course the other nations are included, we have to realize that the Most High in verse 29 is saying, my Father, which gave them me, is greater. This is what Christ is saying, than all. So this thing about Christ being God should make this very clear. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. You see that? Pluck is the big word that we're going to deal with right now. All right. So let's go to Hebrew number 52:55. Hebrew number 42:55 for the word pluck. Okay? And it says, masak, in the sense of starving. Oh, excuse me, I'm reading the wrong one. But I'm glad I read that one. I want to read that one too. 45:35 in the Hebrew. All right? Masak, in the sense of staving off a cordon or military barrier broken down. You notice it says military barrier. Now, you know what they did during the time of Masada in Jerusalem in 70 AD. They built a barrier for our people, like a trench to starve us out. When you read that in the War of the Jews, all right, when it says in Luke chapter 22, let me get it real quick. Let me show you, and we're going to go back there. I don't want to open up too many browsers because it gets slow. One moment here. Luke chapter 21, I think is around the 22nd verse, or 21. Luke 21 and 21, right? And it says, I'm going to start at the 20th verse. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. Compassing with armies means border control. Okay? Let's go back where it says 45:35, military barrier, break down. And this is all in the word pluck. So we know this links into our people. But I'm going to show you how that word pluck, Satan took that over. Okay? I'll show you what I'm talking about in a few minutes. Verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. Talking about the Atlas Mountains in so-called Africa right now. We migrated, came all the way down in West and South Africa, some other parts of Africa, but mainly in those particular areas. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. So they put a barrier around that area. But these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So we see at this time how we understand today who we are and how we were scattered from Jerusalem. Okay, because we were told by the Most High, Most High sent His Son Christ to tell us, look, get out of this land. And if any person that's giving suck, any woman that's having children, feeding their child, you're gonna be eating that child. That's why it says that. Okay, because when you read in the War of the Jews, we see that's what happened. Right. Um, Wait a minute here. So let's go to some more uh definitions. And like I said, these are different sessions. It's not going to be that long. I like to give out information that is not too much at one particular time. All right. So let's just break down this word pluck real quick. Give me a minute here. Pluck. Now, what I can do is, and I may be able to share the screen. I'm not sure. I don't know if this will work or not. Give me a minute. I don't know if it'll work in this manner where I'm about to show you something. All right. Let's see. I'm going to show you all something real quick. Give me a minute. I'm trying something new here. So I'm going to see if this works. Give me a minute here, folks. Okay, it's not going to work in which I wanted to. But basically, I'll just stop the screen share. Okay. The word you have here is the word pluck, right? Now, when you go into information, of course, it's like I said, is a word analytic. Okay. You're going to find out that that actual word it's a little deeper than just looking at it. And what Satan has done is he uses it today because we know that the Most High said he's going to pluck his people out of certain lands. Okay. So what Satan has done is use this word to pretty much have us. He's going to pluck us as well. Okay. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Let's go to Hebrew number. Now I'll show this too. Hebrew number 1497. One moment. Okay, it was going to do it. I think it will. Boom. Okay, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, never mind. I was going to try to do something else. Okay, yeah. Let's go to Hebrew number 1497. And I'm going to show you how Satan does his plucking. All right. One moment here. You see, it says gazal, a primitive root to pluck off, specifically to flay, strip or rob, catch, consume, exercise, robbery, pluck off, rob, spoil, take away, by force, violence, or tear. You see that, right? So it's very clear how Satan is going to take over, and the Most High is going to allow him to do that to cause his people to be torn, taken away, robbery, consumed. So this is what I wanted to show. This is what you had here. You had the word. I was going to try to show it on Word, but I'll do it this way. For a moment here. You have the word pluck. But now you have the word luck, which links to Lucifer. Luke is Lucifer. And that's what we're going to go into next class. Okay. I'm going to give you the information slowly. And that's the reason why when you look at the English language, you're going to see certain different variations of definitions that link to other terms, because the Hebrew and the Greek is so broad in definition. You can see how Satan can come in and use his agenda to bring forth an evil society today. So you see the word pluck here. He was like, oh, that's just a coincidence. No, this is the English language. And you just take off the P, you got the word luck. Now, people say, what that has to do with anything? Well, this is how they do it. They said by chance that the pilgrims came to, by chance, they just found this, by luck. By chance, they just found the new world. They were just exploring. Because when you explore, you just by chance or by hap. The word hap is another word I'm gonna get into. Happening by chance, coincidence, or whatever. You find this land? Nah, So when you break down Satan's his way the way he's so clever. When you see the word pluck, what Satan's going to do, he's going to rob you. He's going to take things away from you. It's not a coincidence that we're dealing with Lucifer in this particular word here. You see that? So there you have it. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Like I said, I'm giving out the information. These are different sessions, and I'm adding as I go. So a lot of information is materializing as I go forth to bring forth to you so it can be more, closely correlated with the scriptures. So, having said that, I don't know, it's not too many people. It's no one that viewed this particular part, but that's okay. If anyone have any questions, all they got to do is send me an email at judite07@gmail.com. That's judite07@gmail.com. Okay. There you have it. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Those of you that will view this on YouTube, there you have it. So I know this wasn't a long lesson. Like I said, when I do this, I make sure that people can get the information, and it's pretty on point with scriptures. Do it at a point where you can understand it. 30 minutes to 45 minutes max. There you have it. Right. So hopefully you all enjoyed. See you all soon and look out for, next class. We're going into session 4, going to more deeper terms. All right. Shalom.